Good morning, everyone. We are the group 2 from section 1, and together with my co-researchers, Ma'am Raima Kusain, Ma'am Amara Kulintang, Sir Abdul Bashid Samad, Ma'am Fiona Fernandez, Ma'am Alibay Talambo, and Ma'am Faith April Viost. I am honored to present our research entitled An Inquiry into English Functional Literacy of Out-of-School Youth, Basis for Community Language Needs Training Design. Allow me to start in the background and the rationale of our study. So this study is anchored on the 1987 Philippine Constitution, specifically Article 14, Section 2, Paragraph 4, which states that the state shall encourage non-formal, informal, and indigenous learning systems, as well as self-learning, independent and out-of-school study programs, particularly those that respond to community needs. So this highlights the importance of educational opportunities to individuals who are outside of the school system. In addition, according to UNESCO 2025, where it emphasizes functional literacy as a crucial driver of socioeconomic development. So this functional literacy significantly affects the employment opportunities and overall quality of life. So this means that functional literacy is not only about reading and writing skills, but also about using these skills into real life situations. And this was supported by Silavue and colleagues in 2019, where they defined functional literacy as the practical application of reading and writing skills. And let's proceed to the statement of the problem. So our study is inspired on the this study was inspired by practice research and educational realities. So according to the study conducted by Ocampo in 2021, learners in the alternative learning system was demonstrated the learners in the alternative learning system demonstrated a low level of functional literacy. So this suggests that many learners still struggle to apply literacy skills in practical situations. So furthermore, data from Philippine Statistics Authority in 2021 revealed that around 10.7 million Filipinos aged 5 to 24 were out of school. So to address the to address this or to solve this, they institutionalized the RA 11510, or the alternative learning system. But despite the implementation of alternative learning system as a flexible learning option, many out-of-school youth remain unable to participate or complete the program due to economic difficulties and family responsibilities. And for our research questions, so our study is an inquiry that aims to determine the current level of English functional literacy of out-of-school youth as basis for a community language needs training design. Specifically, it sought to answer the following research questions. First is, what is the current level of English functional literacy of the out-of-school youth in Calangan, Cotabato City in terms of their reading comprehension, writing basic job requirements, and speaking necessary for job interviews. A second is how do out-of-school youth in Kalanganan describe their challenges in learning English, functional literacy, and lastly, what possible training design can be organized to enhance the English functional literacy of the OSY based on the overall result of the inquiry. So, these research questions. So, by answering this question, we hope to develop a community language training design that will improve the literacy and communication skills of out-of-school youth and help prepare them for future educational employment opportunities. And for our theoretical framework, our study is anchored on the critical pedagogy of Paulo Freire. So, according to Shalon, 2021, critical pedagogy helps learners develop critical consciousness. So, which means becoming aware of and reflecting on real life issues. So, a key concept in this theory is the problem posing education. So, this approach views learners as active participants rather than passive recipients of knowledge. So, in the problem posing education, teachers and students work together to identify real world problems, like discuss different perspectives and find possible solutions. So, this problem posing education promotes reflection, dialogue, creativity, and critical thinking. It also emphasizes praxis, which is the connection between reflection and action. And for our conceptual framework, as you can see on the slide, the conceptual framework of our study uses the input, process, output, or the IPO model. So first we have the input. So the input was consists of the respondents' demographic profile, specifically their age and sex. So this variable help describe the participants of the study. Second, the process. So in this stage, we assess the English functional literacy of out-of-school youth, or OSY, through a functional literacy test that measured reading comprehension, writing basic job requirements, confidence rating scale in speaking. So we also conducted a focus group discussion to gather deeper insights into their experiences and the challenges in learning English. And then the collected data were analyzed using descriptive analysis for qualitative data and thematic analysis for qualitative data. And lastly, the triangulation was used to validate and strengthen the findings by comparing results from different sources and methods. And for the output, based on the results of the assessment and discussions, the study developed an English functional literacy training design that aims to improve the English skills of out-of-school youth. And for the research methodology, our research design utilized both quantitative and qualitative research designs. Specifically, it employed a convergent parallel design where both types of data are collected and analyzed separately but merged for interpretation. And for the locale of our study, the study was conducted in Calanganandos, Cotabato City, because we identified Calanganandos as one of the barangays with a considerable problem population of out-of-school youth, making it an appropriate setting for the study. So the respondents of the study were 15 out-of-school youth in Calanganandos, Cotabato City. They are aged 15 years old and above, so some of them are currently enrolled in the alternative learning system, while others have already dropped out of school at the time of the study. And for our research instruments, the study used three main instruments. First is a test questionnaire, was used to measure the respondents' reading comprehension and writing skills for job application. Second, a confidence rating scale in speaking was used to determine the respondents' confidence uh, in answering interview question. And third, a focus group discussion was conducted to validate, compare, and support the quantitative data gathered. And for the data gathering procedure, our data gathering procedure started with the identification of potential respondents in the study site. So fortunately, I have a close friend who is currently teaching out of school youth under the alternative learning system, and through her assistance, we were able to access and coordinate with respondents more effectively. Permission letters were then secured from the appropriate authorities before the actual data collection was conducted to ensure the ethical compliance and proper protocols. And after that, the test questionnaires and focus group discussion were administered to the respondents, and then the collected data were then organized, analyzed, and interpreted accordingly. And for the data analysis, the study used descriptive statistical analysis such as frequency counts, percentages, mean, and standard deviation. So frequency and percentage were used to describe. So in addition, thematic analysis and triangulation were used to interpret qualitative data and strengthen the findings. And for the ethical consideration, to ensure the trustworthiness of our study, we considered four important criterion. So first is credibility, which ensure that the findings accurately reflected the participants' experiences. Second is the confirmability, which help maintain the objectivity by basing the conclusion on the data collected. And then third is the transferability, which provided sufficient details so others can determine whether the findings apply to similar contexts. And lastly, the dependability, which ensured that the research process was consistent and well documented. And now I'll be giving the floor to Ma'am Faith to present. Lago pa, kalandulan ko talaga.